evening. I'm Pinky Webb. Tonight we ask the questions, we tackle the issues, we clarify matters, and we get on point. Congressman Zaldy Co resigns from the House of Representatives amid massive allegations in the flood control scandal. Aside from former House Speaker Martin Romualdez is also under intense scrutiny, with his former Senate counterpart accusing him of masterminding the corruption scheme. With all the resignations and accusations, where does this leave the integrity of Congress? Let's get on point with political analyst Professor Dennis Coronacion. He is the chairman of UST's Political Science Department. Professor Dennis, good evening. Welcome to the show. Thank you for your time.
Hi, good evening, Ma'am Kiki. Good evening also to all your viewers. It's a pleasure to be part of this program.
Very happy to have you. So, Zaldico resigns irrevocably as a co-Bicol party list. Did this come as a surprise to you?
Well, I was kind of hoping that he would do it much earlier because I don't know if why it took him so long because as far as I think insofar as he's concerned, I don't think he has a way out of this big trouble that he is in. So I think it's just logical for him to resign from office and probably allow someone from his own party list to succeed him.
Mhm. All this talk, though, and the response of Congressman, he's still a congressman, even if he's resigned, di ho ba, of Congressman Zaldico, he can still be called that, was that he was going to, answer the allegations in due time, etc. It's almost as if he made, well, at least there was this perception that he was going to come back one way or another. Did you have that same feeling?
Well, I don't think so because I think when when the investigation started, he was already evading in terms of taking part in this investigation, and the chances of him clearing his name has even become slimmer when he went out of the country, and I think has decided to hop from one country to another. So dun pa lang makikita mo that he has no intention of coming back. And possibly his plan is to just wait it out. Hintayin na lang niya kung sino susunod na magiging presidente. And hopefully the next president will be friendly to him.
If the next president is Sara Duterte, that will not sound good for Congressman Zaldico.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. So what you're saying, Professor, mula po nung umalis si Congressman Zaldico ay para sa inyo, wala na siya talagang planong bumalik.
Yes, yun ang tingin ko, no? Kasi tingin ko, ano na siya, that's his escape plan. Hindi niya na plano ipaliwanag yung kanyang involvement dito sa corruption scandal na to. Because I think, among if the investigators are going to look for someone to blame, that would be him. Siya ho talaga yung siya talaga ang tinuturo, no? Because he was once the chair of the Appropriations Committee the time when the 2025 budget was enacted. So siya talaga ang tinuturo. And of course, yung kanyang boss sa House of Representatives, who was the former the speaker, si Congressman Martin Romualdez. So silang dalawang insofar as the House of Representatives is concerned, involvement of the House in the budget process, sila yung pinaka-culprit. Sila yung sinisisi talaga.
Okay. Quick question when you said that. Dahil para po sa inyo, sa inyong palagay, ay hindi na siya babalik, si Congressman Zaldico. If he doesn't come back, where does that leave Congressman Martin Romualdez?
Well, he's going to be alone in facing all the trouble that was created by the 2025 national budget. So baka siya yung kinakailangan sumagot dun sa mga katanungan na dapat sana naka-address kay Congressman Zaldi. So medyo mahirap yung kanyang sitwasyon. Kasi ito naman, itong nangyaring itong skandalo na to, necessitated, of course, a lot of actors involved. And in order for it to happen. And ito, dahil umalis na nga si Congressman ko, so that would leave Congressman Martin Romualdez to deal with this problem alone.
Professor, kung ganun po, how about the other congressmen that were initially named by the Diskaya couple? I mean, I guess what I'm trying to find out is...
Well, all of them are live.
Go ahead, sir. Please go ahead.
Yeah. All of them are liable, especially if there will be evidence that will be produced against them. Kaya nga lang, in the grand scheme of things, syempre hindi naman magkakaroon ng lakas ng loob itong mga ordinary congressmen na to kung walang blessing ng House leadership. Starting of course with the chair of the Appropriations Committee then. At saka yung tingin nila involving of course the highest leader at the House of Representatives. So again, we go back to the na they would not have been involved, the other congressmen, if these didn't have the blessing of the leadership of the House, the former leadership of the House.
But that does not make the possible congressmen who may be guilty less guilty. Ibig ko sabihin, even if you're saying that they wouldn't do it, allegedly, without the blessing of their leaders, namely the former Speaker Martin Romualdez and the former chairman of the Committee on Appropriations, what I'm trying to say, sir, is if indeed, tama po yung sinasabi ng Diskaya couple na nagbigay po sila ng pangalan ng mga congressman, kahit mas maliit ang kanilang kinita o mas malaki, etc., they are, I guess, as guilty. Would that be correct? If proven that what the Diskaya couple is saying is true.
Yes, that's correct. Every one of them, every one of these congressmen named by the Diskaya couple is as equally guilty as the others who committed who were part of this corruption scandal. Kasi sila ay liable sa batas natin. So therefore lahat sila mananagot. It's just that ang tinutukoy natin is that nung nagkaroon sila ng lakas ng loob na gawin yan dahil nga mayroong kumbaga mayroong basbas ng kanilang leaders nung 19th Congress.
How easy do you think, Professor, it is to prove that whoever politician is actually guilty? I ask that for one reason. Let's talk about the congressman first. Kasi sila naman ho talaga yung unang pinangalanan during the hearing in the Senate. Nung ang chairman pa noon ng Blue Ribbon Committee was Senator Rodante Marcoleta, hindi ho ba? Doon po nagpangalan sila ng ilang mga congressmen and congresswomen. And then nung lumipat po sa House yung hearing, dito naman po sila, si DPWH Bryce Hernandez, pinangalanan naman po yung mga senador, hindi ho ba? Pagkatapos, pagdating na naman sa Senado, si Yusek Bernardo naman of the DPWH, ang pinangalanan na naman ang mga senador. So now, going to Senator Chis Escudero's privileged speech today, basically, he was saying, wag tayo, wag kayo, wag sila maniwala dito sa sinasabi niyang script o sarsuela ni Congressman Martin Romualdez. What do you think about his privileged speech? Did he make a point there?
Well, yeah, I think so. He made a point because he's trying to tell us that this entire sarsuela or this entire investigation is targeting the opponents of the administration. So, yung narrative na gusto mo i-portray dito nakaupo ngayon sa yung leadership ng Senado is that ang pinaka-guilty dito, ang pinaka-may kasalanan ay yung mga lawmakers, yung mga senators who belong to the opposition. So may point rin siya, ano, kasi ang kung susundin natin yung sinabi ni Senator Ping Lacson na almost all senators had committed insertions during the in the 2025 national budget. And kung almost all, ibig sabihin, so far, ilan lang yung napapangalanan? Mostly nasa opposition, tsaka isang former senator. Ang tanong doon, what about the other senators who are now part of the majority? Are they not involved in this scandal? And are there no evidence pointing out to their involvement? So, sa aspetong yun, I think may punto yung privileged speech ni former Senate President Jesus Cordero.
Yung pong sinabi ni Senator Ping that almost all had insertions in the 2025 budget, there was a manifestation made by Senate President Tito Soto earlier today, basically saying that even if these are insertions, it doesn't necessarily make it illegal. What do you say to that?
Yes, because I think it's part of the budget. It's part of the discretion of the Senate, our lawmakers, to insert
Okay, unfortunately,
items that would necessitate.
All right, we're gonna have to.
Kaya nga of insertions.
Professor,
Hello?
pasensya na po. The line is choppy right now. We'll try to fix that. We're going to take a short break. When we return, we'll get more insights from Professor Dennis Coronacion. We will be right back. Welcome back to On Point. Still with us, Professor Dennis Coronacion, the chairman of the UST's Political Science Department. Professor, welcome back. All right, so we were talking about these insertions. Medyo nawala po doon yung ating line. It got choppy. Senate President, again, for context, Tito Soto was saying, it's not necessarily illegal. Kasi parang lumalabas nga na halos lahat ng mga senador during the 2025 budget ay nagkaroon ng insertions. I guess the problem is right now, pag sinasabi ho kasi yung salitang insertion, nagkakaroon na po ng suspetsya kapag yung pong ginagamit na salita.
Yes, dapat kasi neutral yung term ng insertion eh. Kaya nga lang, dahil nga na-associate niyan doon sa corruption issue natin, masama na ang meaning ng word insertion. Now, I think what makes it, puts negativity to that word is that na-associate siya dun sa yung higher amount na in-insert ng mga lawmakers natin.
Yeah.
I remember Senator Ping Lacson saying na when he was, I think, investigating the PDAF scandal back in 2013, sabi niya, yung mga amount na insert ay nasa hundreds of millions lang. Unlike today na billions. So sabi niya, yun pa lang nakakapanlumo na. So isa yun sa mga differences between the insertion as it was practiced before and insertion as it is practiced right now.
Yeah.
Tapos I think pangalawa, parang kung kumagaman nagkaroon ng abuse ng mga lawmakers natin in terms of exercising that discretion or power.
I'm glad you mentioned that. That's something I wanted to discuss with you. Nag-abuse po nung power dyan sa tinatawag na insertions, no? Again, pagbalikan po natin, ang trabaho naman po talaga ng Kongreso is to enact laws, hindi ho ba? Dagdagan po yung mga existing laws natin, palitan, amend, edit, yung mga lumang mga batas. Hindi naman ho talaga dapat nila trabaho yung magpagawa ng mga multipurpose hall, kung mga flood control projects, etc. Why did we get here? I guess that's something that needs to be understood. Bakit tayo umabot dito and at this amount?
Well, historically kasi yung mag-identify ng ng mga infra projects has been part of the powers of the well, formally and legally hindi talaga siya part ng ng powers ng mga congressmen and senators. But that has been the practice. Ito yung lalo na nung nagkaroon tayo the first time na na-institutionalize yung Senate and the House. Na-incorporate agad yung practice of having pork barrel funds. At nagtuloy-tuloy po yun until na-check na back in 2013 through a Supreme Court ruling. But they have found a way to circumvent yung Supreme Court ruling ngayon. And ngayon, na-enjoy pa rin nila yung what used to be called pork barrel fund. Kaya nga lang, they have to identify na mga specific projects na nakalagak doon sa iba't ibang mga national agencies.
Ang nangyari ho kasi, Professor, parang na-circumvent yung law kasi bawal na yung post. Pero ang ginawa naman, pwede naman po yung pre-listing o pre-implementation ang ginagawa ngayon versus post-implementation.
Tama ho. Yan yung naging workaround doon sa Supreme Court ruling. So, balik na naman sa dati. Nung pagbalik sa dati, mas malalaking amounts ang kanilang hinihiling, ang kanilang gustong maalat para sa mga, hindi lang sa mga kanilang distrito kasi nakita natin sa scandal na to, na kahit hindi lang distrito, nakapag-insert sila ng budget.
All right. So, Professor, what are your expectations? Are you hoping that there will still be another Senate hearing?
Well, according to Senator Ping Lacson, I think mga dalawa or three more hearings and then the investigations are going to wrap up. So I agree with him kasi I think it's about time for us, for the senators, kasi yung House na gano'n na sila stop na nila investigations. So dapat nasa proper forum na ito, no? It's either with the ICI or doon na sa proper courts like Sandigan Bayan. Pero ipa-file muna with the Ombudsman.
Okay.
So, yeah, kasi medyo matagal na, baka matapos na yung term ng mga involved ng mga lawmakers na yan, hindi pa sila napafile ng mga kaso.
Maraming salamat po, Professor Dennis Coronacion. Thank you so much for your time.
Salamat po.
And also with us now, Professor Froilan Calilung, also of the Political Science Department in UST. Professor Calilung, welcome to the show. Thank you also for your time.
Yes. Thank you so much, Pinky. Thank you for having me again. And good evening to all your televiewers.
Very welcome. So your quick first reaction on the resignation of Congressman Zaldico.
Well, I think there was this mounting pressure on his part to actually make this resignation. But at the same time, we also need to understand that this resignation may actually create more problems for him. Okay, first and foremost, he will no longer have this, as what Senator Ping Lacson is mentioning, this interparliamentary courtesy. So meaning to say, he will definitely be invited, supposedly, in whatever hearing there will be. Another thing is that, of course, we need to understand that his name has been dragged in this fiasco quite a lot of times, actually. And I believe right now the DOJ and the Ombudsman may now have the free hand to actually file cases against him because he is no longer a sitting congressman. I think the best thing that they can do right now is to act swiftly. And if they could, I think they could immediately try to issue a cancellation of his passport so that he will be compelled to actually return to the country and face the charges that is being thrown at him.
So, Professor, hindi na po siya dapat kasuhan sa Ombudsman because the ICC is already recommending to the Ombudsman the filing of charges. Now that he's not a congressman, hindi na po ito pupunta kay Ombudsman.
I think it will still go to
okay.
the Ombudsman technically because the charges were actually committed at the time when he was still a public servant, when he was still a sitting congressman. So I think his resignation is not an absolution or what we call giving him this leeway, to not be implicated in this flood control issue. Actually, it gives more leverage now on the part of the government to actually pursue cases against him because he is no longer in power. No? So that's why the ball is now in the DOJ and in the Bureau of Immigration and other intergovernmental agencies to actually seek remedy for this and try their best to really bring former Congressman Zaldico to the country.
Do you think he really hadn't intended to leave as he did when this all blew up, and that he had really no intention to come home?
Well, the mere fact that he already resigned as a congressman, as a sitting congressman, may give us the impression that he really has no intention of coming home because he is already relieving himself of the official duties, and at the same time, it renders the house currently in which he used to be a part of. It's already being rendered meaningless to him. So I think also the idea that he is being beholden to his party list and to his constituents. This because of his service to them supposedly is already gone at this point in time. So I think it's smooth and academic that I think he really does not have any intention to return to the country. That's why it's imperative for the officials at this point in time to really try and do their best to actually bring him home. And I think we have all the necessary tools, the necessary instrumentalities to make that possible.
Professor, what about the privileged speech of Senator Chis Escudero a while ago? It's really, pitting Senator
Yeah.
Chis Escudero against former Speaker Martin Romualdez. Basically, he's saying nagkakaroon ng problema dahil nalilihis daw itong sitwasyon na to sa isang tao na halos hindi daw masabi ang pangalan. Kaya ilang beses niya pong sinabi ang pangalan ni Congressman Martin Romualdez. What are your thoughts, or at least the points Senator Chis Escudero made that actually made sense to you?
Well, basically, the idea that he is really trying to implicate right now, former Speaker Martin Romualdez in this issue, I think is a glaring manifestation of his desire to really bring out the truth here, no. And the mere fact that he made mention about the script that Martin Romualdez is actually playing is actually also a manifestation that he is being used in this particular sarsuela that they're trying to carve out. And I think it's really good that he tries to time and again say the name of Martin Romualdez, because this is also the very same sentiment of many of our countrymen. Why is he not being mentioned? Why is he not being implicated when in fact being the speaker and being a close friend of the Appropriations Committee chairperson Zaldico during their time, I think he very well understood what was going on. And I think right now, what's happening is that he is really trying to do his best to shield his name from this fiasco. But it's a good thing that Senator Chis Escudero is brazen enough and brave enough to actually mention his name and his involvement in this fiasco. But what I notice here also is the fact that Senator Chis Escudero is only focused on Speaker Martin Romualdez. I think he is trying to still shield off Malacañang from this issue, and he's trying to just simply focus on Martin Romualdez, because I believe, and he understands rather, that if Martin Romualdez will be implicated and dragged into this issue, then Malacañang is already most likely coming next. No? So I think that is what he has in mind. So that's why he's saying these things.
Are you saying that if the former speaker, Martin Romualdez's name, is implicated in siguro a stronger way, that this will eventually go up to Malacañang?
Yes, definitely. No doubt about that. Because you see, this budget insertions and all this flood control fiasco, I think happened because Martin Romualdez and Zaldico actually came up with a perfect plan, to execute this. But then again, on the part of the president, he signed it. He signed the GAA. And you know for a fact that there are two kinds of sin. There's what we call a sin of commission, and there's a sin of omission. And being the chief executive, I believe the president should have exercised due diligence in trying to ensure and make sure that this insertions will go unnoticed and unchecked. But the mere fact that he signed it, even if he knows that there are glaring
Okay.
problems and irregularities in this particular budget, I think does not really absolve him of any liability here at
Follow
this
up.
point. So
Follow-up
yeah.
question on that. Sorry to cut you. It's just that I remember speaking to Congressman Toby Tiangco and he said there was an insertion of about 13.8 billion plus another 2 billion. Sorry, I think it's 50. Let's just say it's about 18 billion pesos more or less of insertions,
Mhm.
which he clarified that was not actually released.
Right.
How does that affect what you're actually saying that at the end of the day, aakyat po ito sa Malacañang dahil the president so and so did not veto, etc. When you have someone like Congressman Toby Tiangco saying nakita yung insertion na yan at hindi pinarelease.
But then again, when you look at the magnitude of things, and the bigger picture is that there are certainly a lot more in this budget, particularly in the GA of 2025, that is supposed to be vetoed by the president, but he did not. Okay, and so what I'm seeing here primarily is that the buck does not end with Zaldico or with Martin Romualdez. Of course, what they're trying to imply, especially with the Senate investigations, is that the buck will only end with DPWH personnel and several other senators and several other congressmen. But the thing is, they're trying to really shield off. They're really trying to shield off Zaldico as well as Martin Romualdez, because they're trying their very best to actually shield off Malacañang as well. No? So I think when we talk about accountability, okay, Pinky, I think it's imperative that the chief executive should be on top of the situation. And when you have the president asking us, the people, as to what happened to the government, why have we gone to this level? I think there is really some kind of systemic problem existing on the part of the chief executive, because you don't ask the people, you provide solutions and you give the answers. But the president's asking us what has happened to the government, in which he is supposedly on top of it. So there, I believe, is where the accountability of the president lies. So I think in the coming days, as the investigations will proceed, and I think there will be an outcry from the masses, from the people regarding the further investigations on this matter, I think it will become a lot clearer for us.
Professor, very quickly, this is really about corruption that has surprised so many of us, at least the level by which is being said, which has come out as testimony by some. How do we really get to the bottom of this? How do we make those guilty accountable?
Well, I think first and foremost, we need to really make a thorough analysis through these investigations as to why we happen, or why these things actually transpired in the first place. So for me, if it's a systemic kind of corruption, definitely there is
Okay.
a well-oiled machinery and a well-executed plan that led us to this. And I think we really need to go to the bottom of it. Okay, and that's why I think these investigations are good. However, the investigation of the ICI, especially when right now that Mayor Benji Magalong is no longer part of it, and that they're no longer, I think they are not going to televise it whatsoever. I think it casts some shadow of doubt to the integrity and to the capability of the Truth Commission to really bring us to the light. No, so I think it's really a big problem right now that we're facing. But at the end of the day, I think it's the people's vigilance. I think it's how our instrumentalities and our institutions will try to really muster their way in trying to make solutions out of these problems,
And look
and
for
how the truth
accountability.
will eventually be able to surface. I think that's really what matters right now at this point in time.
Professor Froilan, Calilung, also, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much, and God bless.
That's On Point. Join us again tomorrow, 7:30 p.m. here on BNC, the Billionario News Channel. I'm Pinky Webb. Thank you for watching.